Welcome to Module 3, the day of your test and how to prepare for it. You're going to wake up and you're going to be ready to take your real estate exam. Here's some tips. The day that I went to go take my real estate exam, well, let's start with my one in Washington. That was the first time I did it. I thought I knew where I was going. I knew where the building was in my mind, but had I actually driven there to know exactly where it was? No, I didn't. So I got there in plenty of time, mind you. I gave myself a little bit of a buffer. But when I got to that building, it was like one of those office buildings where like there's all kinds of businesses there and there's no like exact, I mean, sure there's a front door, but like where in the building is it? So the reason I tell you this is it felt anxiety in my body that didn't need to be there. It didn't need to be there. Did I find it? Did I get there in time? Was it okay? Yes, yes, and yes. But did it need to be that way? No. So the next time when I went to go get my Oregon license, did I do better? No, I didn't do any better. No, I didn't actually. I didn't drive there before to figure out where it was. But what I did do that was better was I left myself plenty of time so I didn't feel rushed. I knew I had plenty of time to find where the building was and to get there and be settled and take some time to sit there before. When I took my Virginia test, did I do better? Yes, I finally did better. I knew where the building was and I knew exactly where I was going. So high five to me, right? I don't want this to be you. That's why I tell you this. I want you to be prepared the day of your test. So here's how you do. When you know you're going to take that real estate exam, I want you to wake up in the morning. If you're taking your test in the morning, of course, do your morning routine. We'll talk about that later. That's in your bonus section. I want you to do your morning routine and then of course eat something and drink something and get yourself ready for the test. Then as you're driving to your test, I want you to put in the background your course material so it can like start being in your head. And then I want you to start mentally, of course, preparing for the test. When you get to the place you're going to go take your test, make sure you use the restroom, get a drink of water, everything you need. Make sure you have all the things you need to actually take the test. Are you allowed to use a calculator? Are you allowed to bring your old pens and pencils? Are you taking it on the computer? Just make sure you have everything set up. And make sure you're early so you can take some time to sit in your car before you walk in. And then be early so you can sit down so you can get the required paperwork taken before you have to walk in and take the test. Now, you're ready to take the test. Most of the centers are testing centers where there's going to be other people taking tests. They're not all realtors. Don't freak out. A lot of them are contractors, or maybe there's nursing students, or there's lots of tests out there that have to be taken. And so there's going to be other people there that aren't necessarily taking the same exam as you are. Your person who's going to help you monitor the exam is going to sit you at a computer, and they're going to show you how to work it, and then off you go on your exam. You're going to take both the state and the national exam at the same time. Now, when you sit down, there's a certain number of questions. And here's how I did it in my brain. Are you going to do it this way? No, you can take a test 1,000 ways. But I want you to go through the questions and answer the ones that you're sure about, right? That's the easiest way. And then you can always come back on most tests to the ones that maybe you're not. And I want you to go through each question, and you know that certain ones aren't the answers, so process of elimination, go through the questions. Now, they write the real estate test to try to trick you, so make sure you read all the question. Don't just read the first part and go to the answer. Read the whole question to make sure you're not missing something in that question. Now, they might have a time limit on you. Don't let that stress you out. Go through the questions you know first, then do the process of elimination, and then, if the test allows, go through it again. And you might have to guess on some, but make sure it's the kind of test that you're not penalized for guessing, right? That's what you want. Most of them are multiple choice, so don't worry. There's always a right answer in there and you can figure it out. Go with your gut. You spend a lot of time studying for this test. Some between probably 40 to 150 hours you spend on this information. You know the right answer, so trust yourself. If you're the type of person that gets anxious and nervous, I want you to take a deep breath in the middle of the test, multiple times during the test. Again, you studied really hard for this test. You are smart and you can do hard things. So take a minute, take a breath, readjust yourself, give your hair a shake. You can do this thing. Now, You've taken the test and you're going to go get your results, right? You should get them right away. You walk out into the lobby and someone's going to hand you the results. They may tell you what you get right and wrong. Sometimes they just give you a grade. Sometimes you just either pass or fail, depending on where you're taking this test. If you pass, congratulations! If you don't, take it again as soon as possible. I'm serious. Schedule it that right then. If you don't pass, schedule it again as soon as possible so you don't forget things. Just go right back at it again. It took me 3 times to pass my organ test. Does anyone know that now? Well, now probably the world does. But did it matter then? No, I just took it until I got it. And so will you. You can do this thing. Good luck.